You poor trash! You don't belong in first class! Get out! You can't afford this! Get out! You can't afford this!
Hey everyone! Before we start this incredible story, drop a comment and tell us where you're watching from. Are you in New York? California? Texas? Maybe somewhere else? We love hearing from you. Now, let me tell you about something that happened on an airplane that nobody could believe. Sarah Chun walked down the narrow hallway of the airplane, looking for her seat. She was tired from waking up early, but excited too. Today was special, even though nobody else knew it yet. She looked at her ticket. Seat 1A first class. The fancy part of the plane where the seats are big and comfortable. When Sarah got to row 1, she stopped. A white woman with blonde hair was sitting in her seat. The woman wore expensive clothes and had fancy bags all around her. "Excuse me," Sarah said politely. "I think you're in my seat." The woman looked up. Her face twisted like she smelled something bad. "Get your black behind out of my seat before I call someone to arrest you," she shouted. Sarah stayed calm. "Ma'am, my ticket says seat 1A. The woman's name was Linda Harper. She glared at Sarah. "People like you don't belong in first class," Linda said loudly. "Did someone give you charity?" Other passengers turned to look. Some pulled out their phones. Sarah could see the red lights they were recording. "This is wrong." Linda kept shouting. "Anyone can just walk into first class now." A flight attendant named Maria rushed over. She looked worried. "Ladies, what's the problem?" Linda smirked. This woman is confused about her seat. Maria asked for both boarding passes. Linda handed hers over with pride. "I'm a Diamond member," she bragged. "I've been flying first class for 12 years. Sarah tilted her head. "12 years?" She said softly, something in her tone made Maria glance up. "What's that supposed to mean?" Linda snapped. Sarah took out her phone and typed a short message. "It's happening again. Seat 1A. Please document." A businessman in seat 2A spoke up. "Some of us have important meetings. We pay good money for first class," he said coldly. A young woman across the aisle began streaming the scene live on her phone. "You guys, this is so awkward," she said to her followers. Whispers spread through the cabin. "She probably can't afford this seat. Maybe it was a computer mistake." Sarah stood calmly, surrounded by judgmental faces. "I find it interesting," she said quietly, "that so many of you are worried about who belongs here, but nobody asked to see my ticket before judging me." Linda's face turned red. "We don't need to see anything. We have eyes. We know who belongs in first class and who doesn't." "And how exactly do you know that?" Sarah asked evenly. At that moment, Marcus, the head flight attendant, arrived. He took both tickets and looked at them carefully. His eyebrows went up. His hands started shaking. "Ma'am," he said to Sarah, voice trembling slightly, "could you tell me your full name?" The cabin went silent. Everyone sensed something big was coming. Linda smiled triumphantly, unaware her life was about to change. "My name," Sarah said slowly, "is Sarah Chun." Marcus's face went pale. The boarding pass had special codes, ones he'd never seen before. "And," Sarah continued, "I think we need to have a serious conversation about what's happening on this airplane." Marcus swallowed hard. He whispered, I need call the captain." Linda laughed cruelly. "Good. Get the captain in security." Sarah just smiled calm, confident. 2 officers arrived, Officer James and Officer Rodriguez. Linda jumped up. "Thank God. This woman is trying to steal my seat. She's been threatening me." The officers turned to Sarah. "Ma'am, may we see your ID and ticket?" Sarah handed them over. They studied them carefully and froze. "Ma'am," Officer Rodriguez said slowly, "these codes in your profile, they're unusual. Can you explain your relationship with Skywing Airlines?" Linda laughed. "See? I told you she's a fraud." Sarah's voice changed, no longer gentle, but authoritative. "The codes indicate my executive status with the company. You might want to verify them before making any mistakes." Both officers paused, confused. But Linda only got louder. "This is ridiculous. Look at her. Does she look like she belongs in first class?" The racism that had been hidden in her tone exploded into the open. "You people think the world owes you everything." Linda shouted. "There are places where people like you don't belong." Officer James moved quickly, but not before Linda lunged forward and shoved Sarah hard against the wall. "Know your place," she screamed. The plane went silent. Dozens of phones recorded. Sarah straightened her jacket calmly. "Thank you," she said softly. "You just made this much easier." The video of Linda attacking Sarah spread across the internet faster than wildfire. In 1 hour, 3 million views. By the next day, 50 million. Every news outlet had the same headline: Airplane Karen attacks airline CEO. But this story wasn't just about one flight. It became a mirror for society. Sarah Chin opened a special phone line at her company. "If anyone has been mistreated as a passenger," she announced, "please call us. Your story matters." The phones began ringing and didn't stop. The first caller was Maria, the flight attendant from that flight. She sounded shaken. "Linda Harper got me fired 3 years ago." Maria confessed. She said I stole her diamond bracelet. "I never touched it, but the hotel believed her. I lost my job." Another caller, James, once worked at a restaurant. "Linda threw food at me because I brought the wrong wine," he said. "Then she lied that I threatened her. I was fired that night." One story after another poured in. 43 people in total called to say Linda had gotten them fired. Security footage surfaced from hotels and restaurants, Linda yelling at staff, lying, pushing them. The pattern was clear: racial harassment. The FBI got involved. They discovered Linda had been targeting minority workers for 7 years. Hate crimes, assault, false accusations. 1 week later, Sarah called a press conference. Hundreds of reporters gathered. Cameras flashed as Sarah took the podium. 2 weeks ago, a passenger told me to know my place. Sarah began. "Today, I want to redefine what that means." She explained that Skywing had documented over 800 incidents of discrimination or harassment in the air. That ends today. She announced 4 new rules. Keycap 1 racist or abusive passengers will be immediately removed from flights. Keycap 2, every passenger must be treated with respect, regardless of race or class. Keycap 3, flight attendants will be trained to protect victims of harassment. Keycap 4 offenders will be banned for life from Skywing Airlines. Then Sarah did something extraordinary. She announced a $5 million fund to help victims of discrimination rebuild their lives. The room erupted in applause. News channels praised her as a national hero. Other airlines quickly followed her lead. Within a month, 12 major airlines copied her rules. Flying America was changing forever. But the woman who started all the chaos, Linda Harper, was facing justice of her own. 6 months later, Linda Harper stood in court in an orange jumpsuit. "Ms. Harper," the judge said sternly, "you are guilty of hate crimes, assault, and civil rights violations." He sentenced her to 18 months in prison, plus community service helping minority organizations. Her reputation? Gone. Friends? Gone. Career? Destroyed. Meanwhile, those she hurt finally received justice. Months later, Sarah Chin boarded another flight again in seat 1A. This time, the atmosphere was peaceful. In seat 2A, Dr. Marcus Thompson and his daughter Zoe laughed as they colored together. No judgment. No stares. Jessica, the flight attendant, smiled. She had a new title, Senior Passenger Advocate. "Your usual coffee, Miss Chen." "Thank you, Jessica," Sarah said warmly. Nearby, an 11-year-old named Destiny boarded nervously. "Welcome aboard, Miss Destiny," Jessica said kindly. "You're safe here." Sarah watched and smiled. This was why she had fought back. The plane lifted smoothly into the clouds, a symbol of change. She looked out the window and reflected. One moment of cruelty had transformed an entire industry. When the flight landed in Chicago, passengers smiled and chatted. Captain Reynolds stood by the door. "Thank you for flying with us, Miss Chun," he said with respect. "Thank you, Captain," Sarah replied, "for everything." As she walked through the terminal, she saw people of every color, every language traveling together with dignity. She had learned something powerful. Your place isn't what others say it is, it's what you build through courage and compassion. Linda had told her to know her place. Now Sarah knew it better than ever. Her place was standing up for justice. Her place was creating equality. Her place was proving that everyone belongs. A message for you. Now it's your turn. Have you ever been treated unfairly? Have you seen discrimination and stayed silent? Your story matters. Your voice matters. You matter. Speech balloon comment below. Tell us where you're watching from. Red heart, hit like if you believe everyone deserves respect. Bell subscribe for more inspiring stories of justice and courage. Loudspeakers share this with someone who needs to hear it today. Remember, you have the power to change the world. Stand up, speak out, treat everyone with dignity, because we all belong. We all matter. We all deserve respect. Comment justice served if the story inspired you, and we'll see you in the next one. Hashtag know your place, hashtag justice served, hashtag respect for all, hashtag airline justice, hashtag stand up for what's right, hashtag story that saves.